So let me know if you get what I just explained now. Do you get what I just explained now? So I'm saying that I recommend you to like get a mouse if you want to work, if you want to make your work faster on AutoCAD. So this mouse has like a screwball on top. So instead of coming to this side to choose to zoom in and out, you can just scroll the ball. So as you are scrolling it in and out, so the AutoCAD would zoom in like this way. So instead of coming here, and then if you want to like move it to left and right, can hold on the ball, can hold on the scrolling ball. So it would like pan instead of coming here to pan. So Mr. Samuel, am I clear now? Samuel, Samuel. Okay. So now let me start with line now. Okay. So I want to draw like a wall. So before you draw anything, you come here to this layout settings to choose the layers you want to use. So let's say I want to draw a wall. So I'll go to layer settings, then choose wall. Remember I've set my layers before. So after choosing the layers, then you come to line under draw command. So you can either come here to choose line or type L, enter. Okay, so you notice one thing here. The line is not horizontally or let's say it's not vertical. So to make it perfectly horizontal or perfectly vertical, so you come to this auto mode here. So you check it, it's not on. So you check it. So you can see now that it's now vertical or horizontal. So instead of coming here to choose auto mode, so you can as well type F8 instead of coming to choose the auto mode. Okay, so this is for line. And then for the polyline is just like a line, but the polyline is like a joint line. So as you are drawing it, you'll notice that the line joins together after clicking on it. So unlike this one, okay, let me draw another line. Okay. So this line here, I use polyline to draw it. And in this line here, I use normal line. So this normal line is just like okay. So this normal line, so after you draw it, it won't join together. Unlike the polyline used to join together. So if you want to unjoin the polyline, you can go to explode here to explode it. So once you explode it, it won't be together again. So instead of come here to choose explode, you can also type ext. Okay, let me do another line. Okay, so this is another polyline. So you can like type ext for explode, expl, sorry, for explode. Okay, so now the next thing here is this circle. So you know the circle just works normal like a circle. You get so and then the arc. So the arc is just like a semicircle. So we have different ways of drawing the circle. So you can just choose to choose the start, center, end. So this one, let me try start, center, end. So for this one now, the first point I choose is the starting point. So then you can choose the center, which will be the radius. Let me choose let me type 900. Okay. Okay, this is 900, right? So then the next point will be the end point. I hope you all get this. So the start center end point works like, so the first point you click on the AutoCAD surface will be the first will be the starting point. Then so as you extend it, or let's say when you input the radius, so let me put like 3000 as the radius. So the radius now is the end point, is the center. So then the next point you click, the next point you click will be the endpoints. So do you get this? Please let me know if you understand this, if you get this. So the next arc here is start center angle. So this one you start from the first click here. So then your center, you can just click input a radius. Let's say 15 as the radius. Then so after you put the radius, then you like input the angle. So let's say 90 degrees. Type 90 degrees. So you notice that this thing is at like angle 90. Let me check. Okay. So I think I will check the things. Okay. So I noticed this line. I noticed I'm not able to pick the endpoint. So you come to OSNAP to check the endpoint. So are we together? So I want to try and measure this thing if it's at angle 90. So you come here to measure here under utility. Okay, then I want to measure angle. So you click on the two angles, the first one and the second one. Okay, the first one, and you click on the second line. So I think it's 90 degrees. Okay. Okay, you can just play with all this arc. So the next drawing tools here is the rectangle or the polygon. So once you click on this rectangle, the AutoCAD will ask you to specify the first corner, the left corner. So you can click on the left corner. So let me start with from this place. So then, so you can actually input your coordinates, like the size of the rectangle you want to input. Let's say I want to draw 1500 by 1500 rectangle. So you type 1500. So then you type comma. So the comma will change it to the next coordinate. So the first one type is the x coordinate. Then you type comma. The comma will change it to the y coordinate. Let's say by 2000. Okay. So this is the rectangle I just draw. So this length here is 1500 and the other length is 2000. Okay. So beside this rectangle now you see a drop down menu here. So to choose the polygon. No, the polygon is just to like draw like a shape with more than 4 sides. So after you click on the polygon, so you can specify the numbers of numbers of sides you want to draw. So let's say 8. Then you specify the center. So after specifying the center, so AutoCAD will ask you if you want it to be inscribed in a cycle or to be outside the cycle. So let's say inscribed in a circle. So then you can like specify the radius, the circle, like the radius. So let's say 2000 here. So so the length from here to the center. Where is the center? Okay. Okay, now you notice I am not able to pick the center. So until I come here to check geometric center. So now I'm able to click on the center now. So let me go back to measure, then click on the outside part and then click on the inner part. So the radius now is 2000 millimeter. So let me know if you get what I've been explaining in the chat box. Please, expecting your feedback. Okay, Janu, thank you. Okay, now you can actually draw an ellipse, but I don't think you would need this shape, just like an irregular circle. I don't think you need it. So then the next thing here under the drawing tools is the arch. So the arch is just how would I explain the arch? Okay, let me click on the arch. So the arch is just like a pattern. So you can choose any pattern. Let me choose the solid and then let me choose the color. Okay, sorry. Okay, I've chosen this color. So this is how the arch works. So it's shades. Sorry, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm still explaining how to use the tools. So I think by our next class, so I'll explain how to draw walls and doors. So let me just explain how to use the tools one by one today. So for this arch is just like you like the wind pattern in an enclosed line. So you can actually draw a solid line and you can choose the color here or draw like this pattern, any pattern you want to draw. Okay, I've chosen this now. Okay, so I've chosen this. So you notice that this pattern, the pattern here is not showing. So you can click on the arc itself, then you come here to scale, come to properties here to scale. So you increase the scale, let's say 20. So it's still not showing. So let me increase the scale to like 40. Okay, still not showing. Okay. So you can keep on increasing the scale until it meets what you need. So this is like a wall pattern. So in this arch also, you'll see other pattern like the roof pattern, the concrete. So this is the concrete. Okay, the concrete is not showing. So let me increase the scale. Like okay, so this is the concrete like concrete arch. So you have other arch there. So you have the brick arch, you have this roof arch. But don't forget all these arch. So don't forget you can only arch like an enclosed line. If the line is not closed, you won't be able to arch it. So this arch is not like, so I need to like increase the scale. So let me use 20. Okay, the 20 is too much. Let me use 10. Okay. So if the line is not enclosed, you won't be able to use arch. Okay, let me try and arch this. Okay, see what it brings out. So a closed boundary cannot be determined. Okay, now I think we are done with drawing. So for the modified tool, starting from move is just to like move an object from one place to another. So let's say I want to move this. So you first highlight what you want to move, then click on move, and then you choose the base point, then you place it, and you paste it to another point. You get. So now the copy also, just like you duplicating this, you click on it, then choose copy. So the important tools here is the trim and extend. So this trim is just like your eraser. So it erases all the unwanted parts. So you all you need to do is to go to trim. So you click on trim, then you click on the part you want to trim. Okay. So now extend just like opposite of trim. You get, so you click on this drop down menu here. So to change to extend, then you click on the line you want to extend. So you cannot extend the line, the any line you want to extend, you make sure that like it has a line you want to meet. So for example, on this line now, I don't think it will meet this line. So this line, if I by the time I extend it, I don't think it will meet this line. So, so you can't extend this kind of line. Okay, let me move it here. So now click on extend. So you can now extend it. So do we get this? Please let me know if we get this. Okay, okay, thank you, Danny. So the next thing on this bar, so like I explained earlier, so all these modified tools, you can actually use your keyboard instead of coming to the menu bar. So for example, if you want to use the trim tools, you can just type T out, then it will bring out trim, then you click on enter. No, sorry, T out, enter. Okay. So then the same thing with extend, EX to extend. Okay. So M to move. Okay. So then CO to copy. Okay. And then this skill here. So so the skill here is just like you want to like increase the size of, just like you want to increase the size of your object. So if you want to use the skill, you first highlight the object you want to increase, like the object you want to increase. Okay. So let me draw another line here. Let's say this. Let's say I want to increase this skill here. Then you highlight it, go to skill, then click on the origin or the starting point. So you can like move your cursor outside or inward, depend, or you insert the scale factor. Okay, so go to scale, then let's say 2. Okay, so now moving to annotate. So in annotate, you have the dimension and the text. So we are using the multi-line text here. So click on multi-line text. So then you specify the text area. So you click on first point, then you drag the mouse to the next point. So after then you type. So before you type, you can actually like create a layer for text. So let's go to layer. Then you create a new layer for text. Let's create a new layer for text. So and choose color. Then text layer should be text language should be like 0.05. Okay, let me create another layer for dimension. Okay, so change the code. Okay. So now I want to work on text. So you come here. Please, who is that? Okay. So you come to layer here, Then choose text. I think I have the same color for text and window. So go back to layer properties. Then where's the text? Okay, this is text. Let me choose this color for text. So you come here.
I don't want to come outside. I don't want to come outside, but I don't put.
Samuel, please mute your
I will
mic.
beat you.
Okay. So I'm choosing text here from layer property. So come to text here. Choose multi-line text. You choose the text area. Okay, then you can text. You can just type whatever you want to like label. Okay, let's see. Okay. So after typing what you want to type, you highlight everything. You come here to scale and increase the scale. Let's increase to like 20. Then you click on anywhere on the screen. Oh, where is the text? The text is small. Okay, this is the text. Okay, so you highlight it again to edit. Then you highlight everything. Then let's increase to like 50. Too small. Okay, let me increase to like 100. Okay, so let me leave it like that. So you can actually change the font size from here. Let's use Time New Roman. Okay. So actually, you can also bold it or underline it from here. So now the next thing here is the dimension. Okay, I will leave dimension now for now. So I'll leave dimension now for now. When we start the prop drawing, I'll explain how the dimension work. So I think I have explained the layouts, the layer properties and layouts. And then, so this area now is the modify. So for example, now you want to change this line. So you can actually change it from here, or you don't want to use red for one of the lines. So you can change it from here instead of going back to create another layer. Or you want like another thickness. You don't want the word thickness for this line. Okay. So you can highlight it, then come here to by layer and choose the color you want to choose. And then you can also choose the line which you want to choose instead of creating another layer. So I didn't explain offsets and exclude. I think okay, I've explained exclude. So we made offset. So offset is just like drawing two lines parallel to each other. You get. So for example, now I want to like draw another line by this side. So instead of going back to line and then finding if you go back to line and then you draw it, you might not have the same this distance you want, or it might not be that parallel. So instead of like going to that route, so you can just click on offset here. So after clicking on offset here, so it will ask you to specify offset distance. So let's say 2 to 5, for example. So after inserting the offset distance, you choose the line you want to offset. And then after choosing it, you move the cursor to the area you want to offset it to. So if you want to offset to the upside, so just move it to up here. So I've offset like 2 to 5 mm here. You'll notice that this offset, instead of you drawing another line, so the offset has done that for you. So you can actually offset any line. So go back to offset. Instead of coming here to choose offset, you can type O for offset, enter. Then choose offset distance. Let's say 500. Okay. So now, in a case you want to draw, you want to offset multiple lines, and then these lines has different offset distance. So instead of like choosing offset distance from here, so you can come to this command bar here and choose 2. Then, so after choosing 2, you click on the line you want to offset and then extend it to area you want to offset to. Then you type in the distance, let's say 4,000. Okay, so do you get this? Please let me know in the chat section if you get what I just explained. Okay, Jamie, thank you. How about others? Okay, so this is the measuring tools. Okay, now say you have a line and then you don't know the distance. Let me see this line here. So you can come to measuring tools. You can choose quick to measure. So this will measure anything, or choose the distance. So you click on the first point, then you click on the second point. So this line is 9,336 millimeters. Okay. So you can as well measure the radius of a circle or of a semicircle. So all you need to do is just to go to measure, choose radius, and click on the arc. Okay, the radius is 9 meters, 9,000 millimeters. Okay, you can also measure the angle between 2 points. Okay. So you click on the measure, go to angle. So let me measure this angle here. Okay, the angle between it is 53 degrees, 55 minutes, then 11 seconds. So from the unit, if I had set the unit to like the position to like 0 degrees, so the measure to give me here, it should be to like just 1 decimal place. So you notice the difference now. Now this one is approximately 54 degrees. So let me change that. Okay. Uh, So now I want to draw 2 lines. Let me just draw a box, a shop, before we round it up. So I'll start with wall. Okay, wall. So you can choose line. So after choosing line, draw a horizontal line. So you notice that this line is not horizontal. So you come to auto mode to on this auto mode, to on the auto mode. So you draw the horizontal line. Then you go back to line. So you draw a vertical line. You get now. So you can zoom into the angle. So then now you offset, go to offset or typo. Then I want to offset 225 mm, the wall thickness, 225, type 225, enter. Then you offset here, so you offset inside. Okay. So now the space that I want to create inside, let's say 3 meter by 3 meter, a standard room. So you offset 3 meter, you go back to offset, then you type 3 meter. Okay. So then type 3 meter here. No, now you will notice that I offset 225 and 3 meter. So instead of going back to offset, so you can just type go to offset and then choose 2 here. So with this now you'll be able to input any offset distance. Okay, 2 to 5. And then 5. Okay. So that after this, you trim. So you can come here to trim, or you type TR to trim. Okay, so you choose what you want to trim. So then, you are supposed to trim this inside. So you need to like zoom in very well so that you won't trim or you won't trim where you want to use. Okay. Okay, this is like a 3 meter by 3 meter space. So let me measure. You can choose quick measure to measure it. So the length is 3 meter by 3 meter. Or you can actually use the distance. Okay. So do you get what I just explained now? Please let me know if we get what I just explained now. Okay, okay, okay. So a recap on what I've been saying since morning. So I start with introducing the AutoCAD interface from the home page. Then I explained the menu bar, the command bar, where all the commands you input in AutoCAD will show, and then the navigation bar, and then this bar here, the status bar, the title bar, and the quick access bar. Then I explain how to use the layout properties. So before layout properties, I explained how to set up AutoCAD, starting from setting limit to units and then layout properties. Then I explained how to use each tools. So in our next class, I will be drawing like a simple 1 bedroom flat, just the floor plan. So So before the next class, I would send a plan of what we'll be working on to the group chat. Okay. Okay. Abdul Rashid. Can you hear me, Abdul Rashid? Abdul Rashid. Okay, okay. Do you understand everything I have explained in this class? Ojuolape. Okay, okay, okay. How about Timileyin? Timileyin. Please, do you have AutoCAD installed on your system already? Oh, okay, okay. All right, okay. I hope, can I see what you have done so far? Let me see if we're on the same page, Mr. Jami. Jami, please, can you just let me see what you have done? Let me see if you are really following. Me. Okay, we'll be ending this session today. So before our next class, um I'll send a sample drawing we're working on for the rest of this class. So Jamie, I'm expecting your this thing. Expecting your screen. Okay. All right. So thank you so much for joining class. Please also help us to like inform your classmate that school has resumed, even if you have not paid your school fee. So we have started lectures, and then I believe for the next class. So I believe by next class we would like gain